started innocently enough. Just a simple blip, barely noticeable, on the Galactic Culture Surveillance Network. At first, no one paid much attention. Earth, after all, was always producing strange readings, sudden spikes in emotional radiation, inexplicable ritual dances, the occasional mass consumption of frozen dairy products during emotional crises. But this was different. A junior monitor, half asleep at his console, jolted upright when the alert flashed. Emergency. Earth is initiating a level 9 dark ritual. Within minutes, panic rippled across the Interstellar Council. Advisors stumbled into command rooms, still clutching half-finished mugs of Energon brew. Screens blinked to life, and chaos flooded in. Small humans, draped in skeletal monstrosities, dragging sacks bulging with unknown substances. Residential structures wrapped in thick webs, illuminated by the flickering of hollow-eyed skulls. Juveniles moving door to door, making cryptic demands. A senior analyst, trembling, pointed at the feed. They're training their young to extort offerings through fear. An emergency assembly was called. Council members tumbled into seats, documents flying, horns and tendrils twitching with anxiety. Charts were unfurled. Ritual patterns cross-referenced. Ancient grimoires hastily consulted. The conclusions were horrifying. Earth was not merely celebrating, Earth was summoning. A senior tactician, voice heavy with dread, summed it up. They are attempting to breach the veil. We must act before it is too late. Silence fell. Decisions had to be made, quickly. Earth had crossed the line, and it had to be stopped. First reports from the reconnaissance units were grim. Under orders, cloaked surveillance drones descended into suburban sectors, and what they observed only deepened the Council's horror. Everywhere, Earthlings were engaging in what could only be described as mass tribute rituals. Small humans, dressed as goblins, skeletons, vampires, marched up to doorways, pounded on them with tiny fists, and shouted strange incantations, trick or treat. The ritual seemed simple, yet sinister. Those who complied, who offered brightly colored, chemically questionable substances known as candy, were spared. Those who refused, their homes were defiled with streaks of foamy substances, long streams of biodegradable wrappings, and in some tragic cases, smashed vegetation known as pumpkins. The agents recorded footage in stunned silence. It only got worse. Entire houses were draped in banners depicting skeletal armies, fiery chariots, and ominous, grinning jack-o'-lanterns. One suburban sector erected a 20-foot-tall inflatable spider with flashing eyes and a voice that howled, "Enter if you dare!" The Council's linguists worked overtime, desperately trying to decode the threat. Meanwhile, the skies above Earth shimmered with bursts of light and color. New rituals appeared hourly. Humans gathered in darkened rooms, summoning images of grotesque figures onto glowing screens. Others carved terrifying faces into organic produce and placed fire inside them, creating lanterns of souls. Still more chanted incantations like double, double, toil and trouble during public gatherings. The escalation was undeniable. Commanders huddled, debating next steps. Should a preemptive nullification strike be authorized? Could containment protocols be deployed in time? Was it already too late to prevent a mass incursion from the beyond? Then came the final blow. Intercepted radio transmissions revealed Earthlings playing what could only be described as sonic invocations. Monster mash flooded the airwaves. Graveyard smash dominated public venues. Each broadcast filled with references to ritualistic dancing among the undead. The council chamber fell silent, save for the soft, horrified whimper of a diplomat from the Exthal species who had once survived the necromantic plague of Zorvax 5. With a trembling voice, he whispered, They've normalized necromancy. An elite infiltration team, codenamed Shadow Lantern, was hastily formed. Their mission was clear: retrieve a live sample of the dark energy fueling Earth's rituals, or, if necessary, initiate containment. There was no more time to waste. Earth's madness was spreading, and the veil between worlds was growing thin. under the dim light of Earth's flickering street lamps. The elite infiltration team Shadow Lantern touched down, cloaked and unseen. Their landing zone, a suburban stronghold identified as Elm Street. The irony was lost on no one. Moving with precision, the agents scanned the surroundings. Artificial cobwebs hung like death shrouds over shrubbery. Motion-activated skeletons cackled hideously when brushed. Plastic gravestones littered neatly trimmed lawns, each bearing names like I Am Gone and Boo Radley. The signs were clear. The ritual had reached critical mass. The lead agent, codenamed Vigzar, signaled to the others, collect samples, do not engage. They barely made it 5 meters. Out of the mist emerged the first wave. Small Earthlings, zombies, witches, demons, armed with sacks brimming with ritual offerings. They spotted the shimmer of cloaking fields. They advanced. One tiny Earthling, no more than a meter tall, pointed directly at Vigzar and shrieked, "Trick or treat!" Confusion rippled through the team. Were these the emissaries? The summoned foot soldiers? Vigzar hesitated, and that hesitation was fatal. Another Earthling, cloaked in vampire garb, lobbed a projectile, a harmless-looking candy sphere, directly at the agent's helmet. Impact confirmed. The translation matrix short-circuited, broadcasting panicked loops of "Please offer tribute. Please offer tribute. Please offer tribute." In desperation, Agent El Sor attempted to appease the horde by tossing a sample containment pod toward them. The children shrieked in delight and demanded more. Things spiraled fast. More juveniles poured in from the darkness, chanting, laughing, brandishing glow sticks and candy corn like primitive war banners. Agent Z-Than was ensnared by a decorative plastic web. His thrashing only activated a motion sensor, triggering a 6-foot-tall animatronic clown to leap from the bushes, screaming, "Welcome to your doom." Panic gripped Shadow Lantern. Extraction orders were barked through garbled comms. The agents sprinted toward their shuttle, dodging rubber bats, leaping over inflatable pumpkins, slipping on rogue candy wrappers. Then, as the ramp hissed open, a projectile, a bright orange jack-o'-lantern bucket, struck the hull. It left a permanent dent, shaped like a smiling face. Back aboard, the ship rocketed skyward, trailing bits of toilet paper and confetti. In the chaos, several monitoring stations across Galactic Command misinterpreted the footage. They believed a portal breach had occurred, that Earth had successfully summoned hostile entities into physical form. Alerts blared across 9 sectors. Fleet mobilizations were initiated. Diplomatic envoys were recalled, all because an elite alien strike team had been defeated by toddlers, armed with sugar and seasonal decorations. Back in orbit, the Council convened an emergency session. Footage from the failed mission played in looping horror. Agents entangled in webs of toilet paper. Animatronic clowns lunging from manicured lawns. The dented hull smiling mockingly at them. No more debates. No more counter-arguments. The vote was unanimous. Earth is to be quarantined every October, no exceptions. New interstellar protocols were drafted at once. Trade routes detoured. Diplomatic visits suspended. Observation teams ordered to evacuate by September 30th at the latest. The document became known as Directive 31-10, a permanent scar in galactic law. Its warning etched in bold: avoid Earth during the ritual season. If engagement is unavoidable, offer tribute immediately. Do not resist. Do not question. Survive. Meanwhile, back on Earth, a grandmother, sipping pumpkin spice tea on her porch, chuckled warmly. Aren't the kids just adorable this year? Little did she know, with her fun-sized Snickers and a plastic bucket, she had single-handedly repelled an elite interstellar incursion.